Donald Trump Jr., who was in court again this morning. There he is. You hear the protesters chanting, crime family, and that is basically what these people are, a crime family, a very dumb crime family, the Gambozos, if you will, and Don Jr., he's so embarrassing. He's on the stand, he's testifying in this $250 million fraud trial, and he has to compliment, he said his father is an artist.
The pin, be good. Tell me about the pin.
Be good, yes. Of course, this is for the mother who was murdered by ICE agent, and it's really sad. And you know, I know people are out marching and all today, and we need to speak up. We need to be out there and shut this rogue government down, because it's just awful what they're doing to people.
Republican senators just blew up their own government funding bill at midnight. They got into a big fight with each other in the Senate chambers. They all scurried out very quickly moments ago. Now we move closer to a government shutdown. What everybody expected was going to happen this evening was that the Republicans and some Democrats were going to enter into a compromise where they were going to approve certain appropriations bills.
Wanda Sykes and Jimmy Kimmel absolutely exposed Trump on live television, except Trump made sure it never aired. From Wanda Sykes sitting in full makeup ready to expose Trump on September 17, 2025, when ABC suddenly canceled Jimmy Kimmel Live, to Sykes posting a devastating Instagram video exposing Trump didn't end the Ukraine war or solve Gaza within his first week, but he did end freedom of speech within his first year, to Kimmel saying on September 15th, "We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to
Daddy Donald has been trying to exploit the poisonous situation in East Palestine, Ohio, for political gain. He went there yesterday to drop off crates of Trump water, not a joke, Trump ice, crates of them, and also lash out at President Biden, his response to the toxic train wreck. Trump told locals that the Biden administration showed indifference and betrayal. But turns out, and you're not going to believe this, there's more to the story. Trump claimed he was there to help. So when Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg showed up today, he was asked how.
I'm going to be up front with you. If when it comes to a position and I look on the paper and they right there, or she might be right here, and he's up there, I'm hiring the woman. And that's just how I operate. And I'm be honest with you, if she's a black woman, you got the job. Girl, you got the job.
They were going to remove the Department of Homeland Security funding bill from a package of 5 other appropriations bills. They were going to pass the 5 appropriations bills. The Department of Homeland Security appropriations bill, which includes additional funding for ICE and Border Patrol Gestapo, was going to be passed via a continuing resolution for 2 weeks for there to be negotiations about certain restrictions on ICE and Border Patrol. And all of this was supposed to
this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them, to FCC Chairman Brendan Carr threatening ABC hours before Kimmel's show with Wanda, saying, "We could do this the easy way or the hard way," to Trump celebrating on Truth Social, calling it great news for America, to Rosie O'Donnell commenting on Sykes' video, "Shame on ABC and the FCC," to Mark Moran warning, "This is government censorship," to Sykes later revealing in October 2025 that Kimmel texted her, "I have a lot of people to..."
With real estate. Yeah, he's an artist. He's Vincent Van going to jail with real estate is what he is. He also boasted that his dad is the father of hotel gyms. He said, maybe someone put a gym in a building somewhere, but no one did it at the scale of my father. He's saying that his father, the father of the hotel gym, is a guy who's never stepped inside one, okay? The amount of ass kissing.
Hey, everybody. So I'm in a full face of makeup because I was supposed to go over and have a chat with my friend Jimmy Kimmel on his show. But as you have heard by now, the Jimmy Kimmel show has been pulled indefinitely, abruptly, because of complaints from the Trump administration.
To pass on Thursday, but then the MAGA Republicans got into a fight with each other. Now, if the appropriations bill passed in the Senate, it was then going to have to be sent back to the House. Even though last week the House passed an appropriations bill that included 6 separate appropriations bill, which is referred to as a minibus. They sent that to the Senate. Democrats in the Senate objected to some of the funding for ICE and the Border Patrol.
Protect when the show was pulled, to audience members being turned away at the studio door with no explanation. Wanda Sykes and Jimmy Kimmel exposed how Trump uses government threats to silence comedians, but Trump censored them before they could say it on TV. We're breaking down every detail of the night Trump killed free speech. But first, if you want journalism that documents how Trump weaponizes the FCC to silence critics, join our membership for just $9 a month, because exposing censorship is how we fight authoritarianism. Now back to how Wanda and Kimmel exposed Trump.
He might be able to help.
Well, one thing he could do is express support for reversing the deregulation that happened on his watch. I heard him say he had nothing to do with it, even though it was in his administration. So if he had nothing to do with it, and they did it in his administration against his will, maybe he could come out and say that he supports us moving in a different direction.
I'm sure he'll do that. That sounds like him, right? What Buttigieg is referring to is...
Black people, we need a better publicist. No, fuck that. We need a publicist. I want the publicist that the white guys use. That publicist kicks ass. Yeah, I want a campaign for black people, right? How about like some billboards all across the country of black people just doing fun, non-threatening, frivolous shit.
So if the Senate makes any alterations to the appropriations bill at all, it has to be sent back to the House, because the House and the Senate have to pass identical appropriations bills. Nothing can be different. And once both chambers pass the appropriations bill, then it would go to the president to be signed. But when the Senate was going to make an alteration, what we expected was going to happen was that on Thursday, the Senate would pass the appropriations bill. They would do the 5.
Let's start with what Kimmel said that made Trump go nuclear. September 15th, 2025, Monday night. Kimmel did his opening monologue about Charlie Kirk's assassination. Conservative influencer Charlie Kirk had been shot and killed, and immediately MAGA tried to blame the left. Kimmel called them out. We hit some new lows over the weekend, with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them, and doing everything they can to score political points from it. That's it. That's what Kimmel said. He pointed out that MAGA was politicized
to the one Department of Homeland Security with ICE and Border Patrol as a continuing resolution for 2 weeks, then negotiate restrictions over those 2 weeks, send it back to the House. MAGA Mike Johnson sent the House of Representatives on another vacation last week when they passed the appropriations bill. So they're in recess. So what we thought was going to happen is MAGA Mike was going to have to call back the House, perhaps get everybody there on Sunday, but we didn't expect all of the...
And for that, Trump tried to destroy his career. September 17th, 2025, Wednesday, FCC Chairman Brendan Carr, Trump's appointee, threatened ABC. Carr appeared on The Benny Johnson Show and issued a chilling warning. We could do this the easy way or the hard way. Translation: pull Kimmel off the air or lose your broadcast license. Hours later, Nexstar Media, which owns ABC affiliates across the country, released a statement. Nexstar strongly objects to recent comments made by Mr. Kimmel concerning the killing of Charlie Kirk.
This picture of him and Tuck cackling in their blue checker print shirts. A couple of banana Republicans right there. And by the way, Donald Trump's older sister, Marianne, the former judge, died this morning. They found her unresponsive in her apartment. She was 86 years old. So far today, Trump has posted lashing out at the witch hunt, attacking deranged Jack Smith, going on about radical left zealots and thugs, plugging a book of letters he's selling. No mention of his sister whatsoever. I hope he at least has the decency to find a good plot for her on the golf course.
Republicans to show up on Sunday, and so maybe the MAGA Republicans would show back up on Monday. But you see, the government shutdown is set to start basically midnight on Friday. Technically, the fight was between Lindsey Graham and other MAGA Republicans. You see, right around midnight, Lindsey Graham I guess, realized for the first time that the House of Representatives in their appropriations bill removed a provision from a prior appropriations bill that allowed Lindsey Graham and some other MAGA Republicans to sue the Department of Justice, basically to sue the taxpayers.
Hey everybody, so I'm in a full face of makeup because I was supposed to go over and have a chat with my friend Jimmy Kimmel on his show, Wanda began. But as you have heard by now, the Jimmy Kimmel show has been pulled indefinitely, abruptly, because of complaints from the Trump administration. Wanda's face showed genuine shock, because this wasn't a normal cancellation. This was government censorship happening in real time. Then Wanda delivered the line that went viral. So let's see, he didn't end the Ukraine war or solve Gaza within his first week, but he did end freedom of speech within his first year.
During the Trump administration, the Republican-led Congress eliminated rail safety measures that could have prevented an accident like this. Even his foxy friends indicated that the Trump administration was to blame.
Speaking of the White House, apparently regulations regarding train safety were changed during the Trump administration. This particular railroad and others lobbied President Trump to dismantle an Obama-era rule, but ultimately the Trump administration undid that.
So let's see. He didn't end the Ukraine war or solve Gaza within his first week, but he did end freedom of speech within his first year. Hey, for those of you who pray, now's the time to do it. Love you, Jimmy.
Because special counsel Jack Smith subpoenaed phone records regarding individuals who called Donald Trump during the insurrection, and Lindsey Graham and some other MAGA Republican senators and Congress members, their phone numbers showed up. There was no wiretapping or eavesdropping, or the text messages weren't received. Just the actual phone number itself, like on a phone bill, appeared because Lindsey Graham was speaking to Donald Trump during the January 6th insurrection.
Pause. Let that sink in. Trump promised to end wars. He didn't, but Trump did end free speech within his first year back in office. Wanda continued, "Hey, for those of you who pray, now's the time to do it. Love you, Jimmy." The video went viral instantly. Millions of views, thousands of comments. Rosie O'Donnell, who Trump has attacked for 20 years, commented on Wanda's post, "Shame on ABC and the FCC." Mark Maron posted a TikTok video with an even stronger warning. This is the Trump administration coming after people who speak out against him.
Hey, they're just boys. They're kids. Eric has a book report due this weekend. They're both still wearing pull-ups. They're on trial? I mean, come on. Don and Don Jr. had some father and son event this weekend. They went to the UFC fight at Madison Square Garden. There they are. Trump's being cheered on with, he's got Dana White there. He's got Tucker Carlson in the back. He's got Kid Rock in tow. And of course, oh yeah, there we go, a little fist bump. Don Jr. was thrilled to be a part of the group. He posted this.
Just black people just like bowling. How about some slogans, you know, like Toys for Tots? How about a good slogan for black people? Hey, let's get black to business. Like that. Or maybe, you know, something environmental, like show black people just taking out the recycling can, you know, like. We're black, but we're green.
So Lindsey Graham, in a prior bill, built in a cause of action or a legal claim that never existed before, because a lawsuit like that would be banned, for him to make millions of dollars suing the United States government and the taxpayers. There was lots of backlash to that. So in this most recent appropriations bill, the House of Representatives, they removed that provision, and Lindsey Graham got pissed and he said, no, that provision has to stay.
This is the end of it. If you have any concern or belief in real freedom or the Constitution and free speech, this is it. This is the deciding moment. This is what authoritarianism looks like right now in this country. It's happening. Marin continued. This isn't about saying the R word or the T word or any of that. This is government censorship. This isn't fucking Twitter. This isn't people getting canceled because of a cultural pile-on. This is the United States government silencing voices that they disagree with. Look, if they can come for Kimmel, they can come for anybody. And Marin was right, because what happened to Kimmel was pure authoritarianism.
You're focusing on that, on sex change. It's like, how about focus on climate change that affects everybody instead of sex change? That's like less than 1%. You know, and it's all fear. It's like, oh, you know, your son goes to school as a boy and comes home a girl. I'm like, relax, it's a man bun. Shut up. It's a man bun. Relax.
Do you see anything positive that came out of this? Do you have a positive spin? I take that as a no.
If I were a straight white male, yeah, I'm good.
Your wife.
There was a big fight. Everybody stormed out. And now we approach Friday, where there is no bill that the Senate has agreed on. They're going to show back up Friday morning and try to figure something out. But we saw all these MAGA Republicans run out of the Senate chamber. We're like, okay, I guess they're not going to be voting on the appropriations bill on Thursday. So again, the MAGA Republicans are a total and utter mess. And they also weren't listening to their Führer, Donald Trump.
Let's break down the timeline. Monday, September 15th, 2025. Kimmel criticizes MAGA for politicizing Charlie Kirk's death. Tuesday, September 16th, 2025. MAGA explodes online. Calls for Kimmel to be fired. Accuses him of spreading misinformation. Wednesday, September 17th, 2025, morning, FCC Chairman Brendan Carr threatens ABC on The Benny Johnson Show. Wednesday, September 17th, 2025, afternoon, Nexstar and Sinclair pull Kimmel from their ABC affiliates. Wednesday, September 17th, 2025, late afternoon.
I think JD handled her perfectly, but you saw that. Then it turns out, from Governor DeWine, the governor of the state where this is going on, they're all hoaxes, and they happen to be called in from foreign adversaries. So foreign adversaries are literally capitalizing on the sound bites of the Democrats to try to sow discord, right? There's no retraction of that. There's no acknowledgement that they got it wrong. They will do whatever they can. These people are deranged.
Because Trump was saying, please pass this compromise right now, was what he was saying, which is, it's a bad compromise of Trump saying, please pass it. Although there are some arguments to be made by, I guess.
News for America demands NBC fire Seth Meyers and Jimmy Fallon next. This is a textbook authoritarian playbook. Step 1, identify critic. Step 2, weaponize government agency, FCC. Step 3, threaten broadcaster's license. Step 4, force cancellation. Step 5, celebrate publicly to intimidate others.